Hi, my name is Chris and this is Battle Nonsense. About 2 months ago DICE revealed that the support of Battlefield 4 has been extended and that they will release more content for it in 2015. They also asked if they were to reimagine a classic Battlefield map, then which one would we like to get? We could vote for our favorite maps in a poll that featured every single map that has ever been part of a Battlefield game. So shortly after this news was published, the players started to talk about a 6th expansion pack that we would get, which would feature 2 classic Battlefield maps and 2 maps from Battlefield 3. But neither EA nor DICE ever talked about a new expansion pack. As far as I know, they only said that there will be additional content. Infiltration of Shanghai, the night version of Siege of Shanghai, is the first element of this additional content. And in the CTE you can not only witness the process of transforming that map from day to night, you can also influence the changes that DICE does by giving feedback. If you played it in the CTE, then you already know about the great progress that has been made, and that it brings a completely new experience to Battlefield 4, especially if you play it on a classic server where the 3D spotting is disabled. When you look at the current state of this map and the few open points that DICE has left on its to-do list, then I'd guess that we don't have to wait very long until it will be moved over to the retail version of Battlefield 4. 5 days ago we learned about another element of the additional content, the community map project, where DICE will design a map based on the input from the community. So if you have a great idea for a map, then you just have to go over to the CTE forum and post it there. But there are a few rules that you have to follow when you submit your idea. It has to be terrain based and vehicle friendly. The map size must be medium, where you can look at ZOTAC for reference. The main game mode has to be Conquest, with 5 flags for Conquest Large and 3 for Conquest Small. Gameplay destruction has to be maximized and consistent across the entire map. No set-piece evolution events like crashing a huge building. The focus is on the real or gameplay destruction. Then it has to be placed in a pleasant environment to ensure that you want to play on this map for a very long time. This means clear visibility, gameplay and visuals. It also needs to look like a place that could exist, so a Mars or Moon base map is sadly not going to happen. And there has to be a reason for conflict, which means that there has to be some kind of backstory to the fight that is happening on this map. So if you have an idea for a map, then just take some time to refine that idea and create a few images to show and sell it, because there's an insane amount of topics in that community map project forum, and if you want that your design receives some attention, then it has to stand out from all the others. So take your time to create a nice presentation for your map concept. If you don't have an idea that you want to submit, then you can still provide feedback on the progress the map makes, as DICE will keep us updated on what they do, and we will also be able to play the map in the CTE as it's being built. So this is a great opportunity to learn, experience and influence how a map is created. What we also know since this news got published is that this community map will be released for free to all players on all platforms. So this sounds like non-premium players will get it too, which in my opinion is the right thing to do, because when I bought premium, then I knew that I will get a season pass. And with the release of Final Stand I received everything that I paid for. So if this map would be premium exclusive, then this would be wrong, because at this point you want to breathe more life into the Battlefield community to keep Battlefield 4 servers populated, and that means that you want to give the content to everyone. Releasing maps to just one part of the community, like those who bought premium, will always end up in splitting the community. Especially in Battlefield 4, where you are not able to join a server that is currently running a vanilla map if it also has a map from a DLC in the rotation that you don't own, and that's just silly. I have to be able to join a server when it is running a map that I own. Once it loads a map that I don't own, I will obviously have to leave the server, but that I can't even join a vanilla map is pretty stupid. And even if it's just caused by a bug or an oversight, it feels like someone tries to force players to buy premium. But we don't only know that we will get the community map for free, we also know that DICE will continue to run all the additional content through the CTE before it hits retail. So what does this mean for this elusive 6th DLC or expansion pack that not just players but also people of the press talked about? I'm very sure that there won't be one. At least not in the form of a single release that includes 4 new maps, weapons, vehicles and game modes in one download. When you look at how the additional content gets revealed one after the other, then I get the very strong feeling that we will also receive the content one after the other. and even though there's no official confirmation for this yet, I've been told that my gut feeling about this is pretty good. And to be honest, I highly prefer it when we get additional content in smaller doses, because it means that we have a steady stream of content over a longer period of time, rather than receiving everything at once. If we get a new map every, let's say, 6 to 8 weeks, then there's always something that we can look forward to. There's always something new on the horizon. If there's just this one last DLC, then we have to wait for quite some time for DICE to finish and release it. And after that, there's nothing. It is the end of the line for this game. So the situation we have now for Battlefield 4 reminds me a bit of the days of Battlefield 2, where DICE simply bundled a new map with one of the patches they released. This way we got Road to Jalalabad, Wake Island 2007, Operation Blue Pearl and Highway Tampa. So I believe that this form of content creation and distribution will be beneficial to the franchise, the studio and the community, as it keeps your interest up over a longer period of time and you feel much more involved in the process of creating this content, which also increases the chances that the content is actually good. It also looks like this community map is not the last bit of additional content that we will get. I think or hope that DICE will create more night versions of the existing Battlefield 4 maps, and that at least one reimagined classic Battlefield map will come to Battlefield 4 in 2015. Let me know in the comments if you also prefer to get additional content in smaller doses over a longer period of time, or if you would like to have one big DLC instead. If you enjoyed this video, then give it a like, subscribe for more, and I hope to see you next time. Until then, have a nice day and take care. My name is Chris and this was Battle Nonsense.